Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Infuse Your Future podcast, where we bring together people and ideas who are making the world a better place. I'm your host, Dr. C. Today, I'm excited to announce that the podcast has passed 200 plays. Yay! And I know some of you are kind of rolling your eyes and saying, 200 plays, come on, that's hardly viral. But I'm excited because this is my first podcast, and 200 plays are 200 more than zero. And as most successful people know, it's the small steps, the baby steps, that are the most important. You could have giant goals, but if you don't take the baby steps to get there, you're not going to get there. Even if your goal is to get to the top of Mount Everest and you have the means and funds to just hire someone to fly you to the top for a photo shoot, that's awesome. But it still requires baby steps. You have to think about it, initiate steps to reach out to people who can fly you there, take the step to schedule time to do it. And if you don't take these baby steps, it's just not going to happen, no matter how big the goal is. So here are 4 reasons that we need small goals. 1, focus and clarity. Mentally, it's really important to have goals that are achievable. As we discussed in the last podcast, while it's great and even beneficial to have ridiculously high goals, we need to balance them out with the small steps along the way. When a task seems too large or overwhelming, our brains can overheat trying to figure out everything at once. But when we chunk things down to meaningful action steps, it helps our mind stay focused and maintain a clear path. Having daily, weekly, and monthly goals helps us feel more secure and confident in our actions and gives us reasons to celebrate along the way. Small steps can be anything from even just getting out of bed in the morning for a person with chronic pain or unresolved trauma, for instance, or a small step can be as big as competing an Olympic-sized triathlon for someone whose goal is an Ironman triathlon. 2, confidence. Since small goals are more easily achievable, each time we hit a small goal, it boosts our confidence and propels us forward. With each success, we are motivated to tackle bigger challenges. When something is too out of reach, we can get discouraged or disillusioned. Small goals give us more manageable tasks that are easier to complete. This goes a long way to helping us avoid overwhelm and to see progress. For instance, take a person who might be afraid of public speaking. They might start with a small step of speaking to themselves in front of a mirror or talking to a single friend. Then, as they gain more confidence, the audience can gradually get bigger until finally they're speaking to a large group or even a world stage. 3, momentum. Oh, momentum is so important. In today's hectic, fast-paced world, it's very easy to get sidetracked. Once momentum's lost, it's really difficult to get back to speed sometimes. So the small goals help us keep our momentum going, so that even when life throws curveballs, if we can keep taking little steps toward our bigger goal, it can mean the difference between reaching the goal and having it go unfulfilled. How many of us have started a new project and as soon as there was an obstacle, it just stopped the presses for some time, and then the project just died in its tracks? 4, growth and expanding horizons. So as we make and achieve smaller goals, we might discover new interests, new strengths, new opportunities. This exploration can lead us to redefine our larger objectives and create new paths for growth. One of my favorite podcasters is Pat Flynn from the Smart Passive Income. And I know he started off as an architect, then moved to blogging and podcasting, and now has over 700 episodes on his Smart Passive Income podcast. An example of using this process in my own life is the triathlon goal. During my college years, I was a pretty good athlete and I competed in a few mini triathlons. Then after college, I completely lost sight of my health goals. I got bogged down with medical school, residency, and before you know it, I was 60 pounds heavier and completely out of shape. After some pretty significant injuries, I really needed a goal to climb out of depression, so I set my sights on doing another triathlon. Then instead of focusing on the pain, I could focus on the goal. So I took the baby step of finding a beginner's level triathlon, and It only had a 50-meter swim, a 3-mile bike, and a 1-mile run, which I walked. This is very doable, especially for a middle-aged, out-of-shape mom with injuries and chronic pain. Finishing that race gave me incredible confidence. In fact, I've never been more proud of myself, even though I've completed much bigger goals in the past. This gave me the confidence and momentum to do a larger triathlon. And the following year, I was able to finish a race that had a 3/4-mile swim in an ice-cold Pacific Ocean, a 12.5-mile bike, and a 3-mile run, which I half walked. So what I'm saying is I used focus, clarity, and confidence, which helped me gain momentum, and I ended up growing tremendously through the process. So here's my call to action for this episode. Pick one small goal, something you can do every day that's going to improve your life, and see where it leads. Feel free to share your experience below or email me privately at infuseyourfuture@aol.com. If you or someone you know would be a great fit for the podcast, please reach out to Dr. C at infuseyourfuture@aol.com and we'll talk about having you on the podcast. Thanks as always for listening and supporting us, and keep infusing your future with positive action towards yourself, others, and the world. Please share this episode with 3 other people to help us grow. Have a great day, everybody.